Hello, Blurt and Grain podcast. I have missed you. Okay, I really have. I just fell off for the last 3 weeks and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you some updates of the week of the life of existence for sure. But I'm excited and I'm happy to be back. Just little impromptu 3 week hiatus, as one tends to do when life is full and crazy. But I was keeping track and a lot of people were still listening to all the episodes that I have out there. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so excited that you are following along. But I was like, I absolutely have to lock in today. Like, I'm in my work attire. I literally got home from work and I'm like, I have to lock in and put something out there, because consistency is what I preach. And so therefore it is what I am trying to implement for myself. I'm preaching to myself. I am trying to do my best in this endeavor, and you are helping me with that. And I am helping myself. I'm trying to apply the things that I'm telling everybody to do to myself. And so we are going there. So I'm so excited to just be here and to chat. I miss the yap. I miss sitting here and yapping with the people of the internet. So I am excited to be doing that today. So how's everybody doing? Like, I'm going to chat away about how I have been doing. Okay, I have updates of the week, low-key updates of the month, because that's how unplugged I've been. Okay, and I want to share some wins. I want to share one win and one fail, just because I feel like that's fun and interesting. And then I'm also going to share something random that I'm loving. And then we're going to deep dive into just some insights and a topic that I want to hit today. And then obviously we're going to do tea time, and then we're going to wrap it up. So this will be a fun 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, so buckle up and get yourself a snack, something to drink or something, because we are going right into it. Also, for my people watching on video, I am doing just one camera angle today, because that's all that we can do at this moment in time. Okay, so you are getting probably a really unfiltered version. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways, let's get started. My mind is going, I'm so excited to talk and yap and share things that my mind is just going out like at 100 miles per hour. Guess what? To my video folk, I'm a curly hair girl today. I'm trying to be a curly hair girly for the summer. And if you know, I started trying to embrace my natural curls last summer. And here I am. Literally, who would have thought that I would actually allow myself to be filmed this way? Like, that is how insecure I once was about my natural hair. But I'm trying to own it and embrace it. And this is who I am, and period. It's what you're going to get. And so yeah, if you're watching on video, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how we're feeling about the curls. I will say I don't have my curly hair routine down yet, and so I'm surviving honestly off of mousse and gel at this moment, and I know that's probably not ideal. And if you know anything about curly hair, you're probably cringing at the fact that I just said that, but it's the only thing that's keeping my hair from not being a hot mess at this moment. So yeah, my hair is crisp. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a crisp situation that I have in my head right now, but I'm loving it. Anyways, updates of the week. Okay, so I fell off for 3 weeks because it got really busy. At my full-time job, we had our annual Youth and Young Adult Conference, my favorite event that we do all year. It's called Hope and Life Conference. I did post a little recap of everything that my team got to work on for the conference, and I'm so proud of our team and everything that we did. So if you're interested in that recap and just getting a look at all of the deliverables that we usually do for a campaign, definitely go on my personal on Instagram at Sarah Asensio, and that's my latest, one of my second to last posts at this moment. So that is a cool behind the scenes look at kind of what we do when it comes to a campaign, working at an organization like the one that I work in. So that was a really, really busy time. We were having really long days. I was working, my regular job is 9 to 5, but then kind of working and focusing on the conference from 1 p.m. till the evening time. And then we literally were not leaving till 2 a.m. each night. So that was a crazy week. And then the week after that was 4th of July weekend. So it was good because I was able to kind of rest and relax right afterwards. But, the week of Hope and Life, I took I wasn't able to podcast. I was super busy. And then the week after was 4th of July. So I was like trying to rest and relax. Last week, I was trying to just balance my life a little bit, but that was it. Like, no more excuses after last week. Now I'm like, okay, we're on this week and I have to lock in, which is why I am here at the moment. I'm trying to think if I have any other updates. Actually, I do have a fun update, but that'll segue into my main topic. So give me 1 second. I'll get there in like literally 3 minutes. Let's get into a win or fail of the week. Okay. Win that I am really, really, really excited about. I'll get into work like on the marketing side of my current job. I'm really excited because I've been working really hard with all of the managers on the team. And let me just give you like, I guess, some insights. Like if you're interested into kind of like a marketing department structure in an organization, like a nonprofit or like a church, which is kind of like where I work. Right now, our marketing unit side of our department has different marketing channels. So every single campaign that we run goes through email, web, social, direct connections, copywriting, and our projects team and our marketing coordination team. So those are 7 different teams and 7 different channels that we have on the marketing unit side of our department. On the branding side of our department, we have the creative side, which is photo, video, content, and design. And so I work together really closely with that team, and together we kind of come up and create different campaigns and how we spread them out. So on my team, on my view, on my side, I have that email, web, social, projects, direct connections, copywriting, and marketing coordination. I don't even know if that's how I say it. Marketing coordination sounds funny, but you get what I mean, right? And an up or like a win, I guess, in this moment in life when it comes to work and it comes to marketing is that we have really taken the last 2 months to audit and assess every single channel and see where we are at with all of our efforts and what it is that we are doing and how we can re-strategize to be a little bit more effective in our output and in the things that we are putting out. And I am so proud of every single manager on my team, and I'm so proud of every single member of each individual team and channel because they have gone above and beyond to really hone in and study and understand their channel. And we're trying to standardize different reporting, analytics, metrics. Like, we are really doing a deep dive, and it has been very, very successful. So if you are starting in a career in marketing, or you work in marketing, or you work in an organization, or you work in an agency, I highly recommend taking the time at least once in the year to do an audit and an assessment of every single thing, that every single marketing channel that you are on, and what is your output at the moment. Like, we're looking at things like ROI on our efforts. We're looking at things of what are our engagement rates per channel, what are our click-through rates, in email, how much are how much are our email segments growing by? Are we doing anything for lead generation? How are we so I encourage you once a year to kind of do a deep dive into that. We are currently doing that, and it has been the most kind of like fruitful and exciting time. Someone on my team said this. They feel like we are just digging up the soil so that we can plant new seeds, so that then later we can see those seeds begin to grow and flourish into something beautiful. So in the midst, and another person on my team, another manager on my team said that she felt like this is a season where in the midst of all the busy work, she's been able to stop and actually think, because sometimes we are go and do, and we're like running around, that we kind of don't always have time to just stop and be like, okay, is what we're doing working? And so I highly encourage you, if you work at an agency, if you work for yourself, if you work, at a church, at a nonprofit, if you work in corporate, in the marketing side of oil and gas, whatever it is, I highly encourage you to kind of take a deep breath, stop from like the execution side, and kind of get into like auditing and assessing, because that's been a big win for us in this moment in time. And it's kind of also come in perfect timing because it's been in the middle of the year. So that is a big win. Okay. I'm trying to think of a fail. Win or fail of the week. Fail of the week. Maybe not on the work side, but on the personal side, I am still trying to get a good grasp of like really narrowing down a routine. And I know that like all the business experts and all of the like entrepreneur experts and all of the creative experts, one of the things that they really teach on is the power of being diligent and having a routine and setting things up for yourself. And I know how valuable that is, and I feel like I've never been able to get the best grasp on that personally. And so that's kind of the things, like that's kind of like a not necessarily fail, that sounds kind of harsh, but like an area for improvement. Like I'm still trying to get into a really good routine. I have my morning routine maybe like 60% solidified, but there are still, if I have a really late night working or something like that, there are still some moments where I can't hone in on that. So I'm trying to hone in on that discipline, routine, and all of that. And that's an area for improvement. But let me know your wins and fails of the week. Leave me a comment, send me a DM, comment on the YouTube video, or comment on my posts and let me know. I'd love to hear from you. I can also take some of that stuff and inspires me of future topics that I can talk about. So that is it for me. Let me know about you. Those are my wins. Those are my fails. Those are my updates. That's what I have been up to. This is the life update of the week. So yeah, just wanted to share. Now that you know where I'm at in life, let's kind of get to my next update, which leads me to my main segment. Okay. So guess what I did 2 Sunday nights ago, randomly on a whim. I updated my website. Okay. I updated my website, and here's what I am doing at this moment. Now, I'm sharing this because I want you to go on this journey with me. And I am rebranding myself a little bit, but I'm not like announcing a rebrand or anything like that. So 2 Sunday nights ago, I literally was like, I just have to fix my website. Like, it just has to get done. You know, when you're just randomly like, I just have to do it, and the moment to do it is right now, and I'm locking in and I'm focusing on that period, and nothing's going to distract me. That literally happened to me. I use Squarespace for my website. I redid my entire website. I redid everything from the fonts to the colors to the layouts to the photography that I had to the copy that I had in every single section to new pages. I redid that thing top to bottom, and I locked in. Okay. And I'm trying to do different strategies. I do a lot of things, right? And so I have a wedding photo business. I have a wedding photo and video business. Then I have my personal photography business where I do more lifestyle and brands. And then now I've launched this new project where I'm like a podcast host, and I'm trying to show more of my work, show more of my process, talk more about creative and entrepreneurship and marketing and business. And so that's like another layer and another facet to my professional growth and where I want to take myself. And that kind of leads me into developing some sort of personal brand of sorts. So I'm like, okay, well, I have my photography website, and I have my photography website is one thing, and then I have my wedding photography website as like another thing. And I'm like, I am sure not about to create another website, all Sarah Asensio's out there. Like I can't do that. So I've decided to kind of rebrand and create more of a personal brand along with my photography and kind of mix that in. So if you get on my website right now, sarahasensio.com, I'm positioning myself more as like, you know, I am a multifaceted creative, right? I host a podcast, and I'm a podcast host that talks about creative and business and marketing, but I am also a photographer, and I have a passion for this, and I take clients. And this is kind of goes into tea time a little bit, but I guess I'll just mix everything together. But I'm also someone that's like selling a digital product, you know? So I think I said that. Yeah, I did a little post on my Instagram about me, and on my last slide I said that I want to share more about my life, what I'm doing, my work, and launch digital products. And so I was like, you know what, I need to kind of get myself out there in this realm. So I've just redid my whole website to where I'm like, okay, I'm Sarah Asensio, I take photos, I am a marketer, I am a creative entrepreneur, I'm a photographer, and I have some digital products as well. So I'm kind of rebranding myself and focusing more on that personal brand. I'm not taking as much photography, and I've already spoken about this in other episodes. I'm not taking as much photography gigs that I used to at one point in time, even though I'm still taking them. So it's like I feel like my website doesn't have to be for the sole purpose of trying to book photography clients. It could also serve it could be multi-purpose, where I'm not only showcasing my photography, but I'm also setting myself up in my personal brand for just the continuation of my goals and the professional development that I'm aspiring to have at this moment in time. So I kind of did that, and I wanted to share with you guys because it really, as I was doing that, I was just getting lots of different thoughts and I was getting lots of different ideas. And I want you to join me on this journey of different things that I am going to try and different strategies that I'm going to try to put in place in my personal brand. And I hope that as I try things and you follow along, we can kind of see what's working and what's not working and what could be effective. I'm starting from scratch. Like, I currently, I haven't even announced that I have a new website. I'm starting from scratch with positioning myself this way and with establishing my personal brand in this clear manner. So I am interested in following along, with my journey and seeing what works and what doesn't. And if you are starting out or want to pivot in your business or have any curiosity in building a personal brand or establishing yourself in a different way, like, I definitely encourage you to follow along because I'm going to be sharing all the behind the scenes and all of the insights. Now, I position myself in the creative world, but if you are an author, a singer, if you are a musician, if you want to get more speaking engagements, or if you are starting any sort of business in in the food world or like in the drink world, like, I feel like a lot of these things are going to be applicable for everybody because what I am hoping to share are just the foundations of business principles. And I feel like business principles could be the same, just like right across the board. Business principles and marketing principles and creative principles are applicable in whatever industry that you are in. So I'm hoping I am an example of that. And in whatever industry that you are in or whatever project that you want to start in, I truly believe that there could be something valuable for you as I share my journey. So here's a little bit more insights of things that I am trying to do. And, I've talked about this before. And so in one of my first episodes, I talked so much about positioning yourself, finding your ideal client, honing in on your target audience and making sure that you're communicating to them. And so I'm kind of taking my own advice and applying it and seeing how it goes. So I definitely created my website thinking of how I want to position myself and how I want to be viewed and perceived when people click on it. So I changed the style of my photography. Most of the photography of myself on my website is kind of flashy. That's just a stylistic and creative choice that I decided to make. I went with like bold red colors because, some of the branding of this podcast is red, and I've just been drawn and called to the color red since 2023 when I ran a campaign for that conference that I was talking about, Hope and Life conference, and I just really felt compelled to a red floral, and so we kind of ran the whole campaign with red, and ever since then I feel like I have an emotional attachment to red, and so I was just like, let me just add that color as a part of my personal brand. But I made everything red and very bold. I made my copy very, very clear, like, this is who I am and this is what I have to offer and this is what I do. And one of the things that I am trying to do, which is what I just shared earlier, is launch digital products. I have been wanting to start this side of my business and my personal brand for so long, and obviously you see it online everywhere, but I was like, this is something that I definitely want to try for myself. So that's going to take a lot of work and effort. First, I have to create a couple of digital products. I have to make sure that the content in them is really good, and then I have to market them and sell them. But one of the things that I started, and if you check on the homepage of my website, is that I created an opt-in to join my newsletter and get on my email list. And so through my job in marketing and like the corporate, I guess you can call it, job that I have learned how incredibly valuable email marketing is, even to this day. And just a little bit more insights on marketing and what I have learned is that there's many formats in which you can communicate to the outside world. Obviously, right now we're living in an era where digital marketing is number one, right? So when you think about digital marketing, I think it's important to understand, and I guess this is going to be a crash course on digital marketing 101 for beginners or people that feel overwhelmed by that. Let me be very clear. Digital marketing is not social media alone. Okay, digital marketing is not Instagram or TikTok. And in order for you to have successful marketing campaigns, you need to be thinking about all of the ways through digital marketing that you can reach people. One of the things that I really think is important to remember, and a point that I really want to get across, is that having a social media calendar or a posting schedule does not equal having a strong digital marketing strategy. Let's separate the two. A strong digital marketing strategy is usually a multi-channel effort within different things in the digital world that you can leverage to market your product or your business, right? Having a social media calendar or a social media posting schedule should be a part of your digital marketing strategy, but should not be your entire digital marketing strategy. Now, to kind of get even deeper in that, being just on what platform is probably not going to be strong enough of an effort for you and in your business if you want to have a comprehensive digital marketing plan for your business. So let me kind of pause there and try to break this down a little bit more. Here's my main point: that you need to be thinking about your digital marketing strategy as a comprehensive multi-channel effort rather than just leveraging social media. That's my point number one. And within that point will be my point number two, that you have to realize the importance of being on multiple platforms instead of only leveraging one platform for your business. So now I'm going to explain why that is important. And it's always going to come down to your target audience and leveraging different audiences to bring awareness to your business and to your product and to the service that you're offering. So as I break that down, here's a practical example that I feel like it kind of help you. When we think about social media and we think about different social media platforms, we have X, we have Facebook, we have Threads now, we have TikTok, and we have Instagram. And there's more that are up and coming, like Lemonade, and obviously there's LinkedIn for professionals, etc., etc. You will notice that every single platform has a different audience that uses it the most. So for example, Facebook is a really strong platform at this moment for like boomers and maybe a little bit of Gen X. I'm not really sure where the cap is on age ranges in that, but as we all know, the older generation, or like the people that are above 40 years old, are very active on Facebook still to this day. Now, those people are probably not as active on Instagram. On Instagram, we have the most activity happening through the millennial audience, right? So people that are like in their late 20s and throughout their 30s are very active on Instagram. Then we have TikTok, which, as we all know, is the Gen Z platform. This is where teenagers and college students and people in their early 20s are very, very active. Now, what does that mean for you and your business? That means that if you're only leveraging Instagram, you're probably missing marketing to the people on Facebook that could bring you an older audience, type of customer, type of client to your business. If you're only on Instagram and you're not on TikTok, you may be missing targeting that younger crowd, those college students, those people in their early 20s that are very highly engaged in that platform. So it's important within your social media strategy to be trying to think of what, and I don't recommend being on every single platform, by the way, because that may not be effective for you. But within your social media strategy, you should be thinking, what different platforms can I leverage? And now, if you have the bandwidth and the capacity to do this, you should also ask yourself, what type of custom content can I create for different platforms? A video that I post on Facebook may not perform the same on Instagram, in the same way that a video that I post on Instagram may not perform the best on TikTok, in the same way that the video that I post on TikTok may not perform the best on Facebook, because there are different platforms and different audiences are on each platform. So the most comprehensive way and the most effective thing that I recommend is creating custom content for different platforms. Not every business and not every startup has the capacity to do this, but I encourage you to be thinking in this way, because if you hit all of these different audiences with content that is tailor-made for them, you're probably going to see a little bit more like bang for your buck in the terms of effort. And or if you are running a paid digital campaign through like social media, you're going to see a little bit more return on that as well. So I got in the weeds there of social media strategy within your overarching digital marketing strategy. But back to my point that social media does not equate a digital marketing strategy. If you're starting out, one of the biggest mistakes that I see made is that people only just use Instagram and they think like, why am I not getting new clients? Why am I this? Why am I that? Well, you're only leveraging Instagram, where you could have a multi-channel digital marketing campaign or digital marketing strategy that is going to support you a little bit better. Now, what does that mean? It really depends on the channels that you want to leverage, but I feel like a good mix of like email, web, and social are kind of like the trifecta that you can kind of start off with. So, and what does that look like in practicality for you? So, on the web side, setting up your website and making sure that it is SEO optimized. SEO stands for search engine optimization. So this means that making sure that you are tagging and meta tagging every single page on your website so that it can pop up on search engines. Making sure that that is optimized and that you are consistently uploading content on your website, whatever that may look for you, is going to pair really well with posting on Instagram and being active on Instagram and or other social media platforms. That is going to pair well with if your website efforts are really strong. Now, let me break that down for you. When people hit your social media profile, they're likely going to want to look for your website and want to hit the link in your bio. What are they going to find in the link in your bio? I hope that it is not empty, and I hope that you do have a website to send them to. So right there, you have an example of two digital marketing channels working together to help you and to help your business. You're leveraging social media. People are clicking on your website. They get on your website and there's fresh content there. The copy is updated. Maybe you're putting out blogs or resources, or maybe you are updating your products on a weekly basis. You're making sure that every single site is tagged with different things that people can find on the search engine, etc., etc. Now, how does this work backwards? Let's say someone did Google, best earring shop in Houston, Texas, and your website popped up. Well, what are they going to hit on your website? They're probably going to see your different social media handles. So they're going to go on your social media. Is that active? What are you posting? Are you going to get a follower out of that? So that is how two channels just work together. People finding your website first and then hitting your social media, and or people hitting your social media and then finding your website. These two need to work together. Now, not a lot of people have the capacity when you're starting out as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, or positioning yourself in your personal brand. When you're a one-person team, you can't just run all of this all at the same time. I understand. So I recommend doing web and social and making sure that those two are cohesive efforts first as a part of your digital marketing strategy. And if you have bandwidth and can take on more, then I recommend trying to grow an email list. So this is so important, and I didn't realize the importance of this, but email marketing continues to grow as an effective digital marketing effort in this day and age. And if you do it well, you have the opportunity to be incredibly successful. If you're an entrepreneur or a small business, it is probably going to be more effective for you than it is for once you start to grow, because you really have an opportunity to connect one-on-one with your audience in a more unique and personalized way. So what does this mean for you? This means creating some sort of newsletter opt-in or finding a way to start growing your email list. Because what happens is that once you gather enough emails and once you gather enough names, you can start sending exclusive offers or first looks, or get the pre-sale link early, or get early access to this, or be the first to get this discount. And you're going to see a lot of more conversions, and you're going to see a lot more conversions to these people that feel like you're hitting them first than when you do a post on social. So when you do a post on social, especially with the algorithm nowadays, it's kind of will people see it? Will it be effective? Sometimes you're at the mercy of the algorithm. But when you're right in people's inboxes in a tailored and customized way, a lot of people convert. I have found through what I have seen lately in digital marketing trends is that email marketing is very, very, very high converting, because as soon as people open the email, you're giving them probably 2 or 3 opportunities to click to take an action, whether it is to buy your product or book or read more or add something to their cart. Whereas in social media, I'm seeing that it is very, very strong for awareness and impressions, but sometimes a little bit lower converting. And so I've been reading lots of articles about this and testing different theories and strategies, not just in my personal brand, but in the work that I do. And I have just kind of seen how email marketing really is kind of like the third channel in a strong digital marketing strategy that kind of ties all the pieces together. But in order to put out in order to put out an email marketing campaign, you have to grow your list. Now, I can do a whole other deep dive into different ways and different strategies that you can put in place to try to grow your email list. But if you're just starting out, I recommend, just having it on your website. And that it literally leads me back to what I have just done. I've just had it on my website. I've had like 5 people. I haven't even announced my website relaunch. I've had like 5 people join my email list. And later on, that is the audience that I'm going to be hitting when I am launching the release of my digital products. So there's kind of like a real life example of how 3 different digital marketing channels can work together to create a comprehensive plan: web, social, and email. Now, if you're starting out, this is something that I never thought about, and nobody ever told me, and articles were not explaining to me well when I was starting out. And that is the importance of having a comprehensive digital marketing strategy and not just relying on social media to be your digital marketing strategy. And so I'm telling you that right now, and me offering kind of that of what I've learned through mistakes that I have made and only leveraging one channel before is just like a real life example that I hope is valuable to you in your business and in your journey. So if you're starting out or positioning yourself in a different way, I recommend to start doing research on that, making sure that your website is up to date, trying to figure out how to optimize it through SEO, making sure you do have a social media strategy, but that you're not just relying on social media for your business, that you also have a web strategy in place, and that you also have a plan to grow an email list and to establish an email strategy. And there you have it. That is a 3 multi-channel effort. And that is pretty much how you can craft your own digital marketing strategy for your business in a way that is effective. I hope that all made sense, and I hope you're able to get something out of that. That's kind of what I have seen and what I am implementing today in my personal brand with the relaunch of my website. So I'm excited to continue to share my findings with you. I'm growing my email list. I want to launch a digital products, like I said, and I will keep you updated on that effort. As of right now, I've just kind of been gathering. I'm basically still creating my digital product and how I want to brand myself in that way, but I feel like it's going to be a fun little journey to go on together. Now, if you have any questions in that, please let me know. Like, I would absolutely love to answer any questions that you may have in that realm and to see if there's any other insights that you may be needing help with. Like I said, I feel like I needed to hear that when I was starting out, because I didn't even know like strategy. What was that word? Like, I couldn't even, like, that was like not computing in my mind. I was definitely one of the people that thought that just posting on Instagram every day was enough of a way to market my business. But if you really want to get to the next level, you have to realize that Instagram does not equal a comprehensive and effective digital marketing strategy. So for tea time, let's like literally do a hard topic switch into tea time. I literally gave tea time away. I literally was like, my behind the scenes fun fact was that I'm working on the launch of digital products and I'm so excited. That was literally what I wrote on my bullet points on my phone for tea time. And I guess a little bit more tea time, like behind the scenes type of stuff, is that in 2020 I launched my very first digital product titled How to Start a Business, and I gave it away for free. I wasn't trying to sell it or anything. I only accepted donations. Well, I am revamping that original digital product, changing some of the copy, changing some of the language. I hope to launch 3 digital products all at once, tailored to different things. I want to do how to start a business as one, and then I want to do a little bit of like this, digital marketing checklist or starting your business and something like that. I clearly am workshopping that. And then I want to do something super, super, super practical for like photographers or people wanting to start in photography, maybe an editing resource. I'm not sure. Now, I have dabbled with the potential of selling presets. And if that is interesting to you, please let me know. I've literally dabbled in that for 3 to 4 years and I cannot come to a conclusion. So let me know if you have any thoughts on that. But in my tea time, I just want to share some kind of insights behind the scenes what I'm working on. Now, please, if you see me in person in 6 months and you heard me say this and there's no product up on my website, I'm going to need you to call me out. I'm gonna need you to call me out. Not even in person. If you're listening, like literally set a reminder on your phone to call me out if in 6 months there's nothing up on my website. Please, I'm giving you full permission to do this. This is why I'm opening up to you in this moment in time. So I hope that you help me with that effort, and I hope that together we can grow. Okay. But yeah, okay. That is it for my yapping of the day. I'm so excited. I have a couple more episodes left in this season. I am going to finish this season strong. Like I said, season 1 is going to have 10 episodes. This is episode 7. I have 3 more episodes to go. I have maybe 1 or 2 more special guests that I am having, and I'm so excited for that. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube at Blur and Grain Podcast. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok on Blur and Grain Podcast, and follow my personal Sarah Asensio as well. I am going to have a Q&A as my last episode of the season, so I do want to start gathering some questions. I'm going to be having like the question box up and stuff like that, so please let me know anything that you want to hear more of or learn more of, and together we can continue on this journey together. So wow, I literally just said together twice. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one.